It's become a tradition unlike any other. What we're thankful for, the Thanksgiving Day weekend holiday, what we're thankful for as Rays fans.
Well, so get ready with your leftovers, with your leftover drinks, and let's get started right now.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, my name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulises Sambrano.
And we are the host of the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your very first listen every day. Be sure to check out and subscribe to Locked On Rays. You can also find us on X and Instagram at Locked On Rays and email us anytime. We love the mailbag questions, comments, concerns, hot takes, voice memos, preferred lockedonrays@gmail.com. So let's get right into it. Ulises, as a longtime Tampa Bay Rays fan, what are you thankful for being a fan, follower, admirer, lover of this organization?
Dude, there's so many things to be thankful. I think as a Rays fan, I think to pinpoint one is you'd feel like a Colorado Rockies fan, but we're not. We're Rays fans, and so we have many things to be thankful for. But if I had to pick one, I do love the fact that the unknown has gone away. The fact of hearing Nashville and Portland and Charlotte,
Montreal,
Montreal, Orlando, Vegas. That is not a thing for us to occupy our mental hard drive with. That's gone. The stadium will be in Tampa Bay. That is what I'm thankful for. I feel like, that does bring a certain sense of stability and happiness that, the team that you're rooting for is going to stick at least for the next 30 years, which is a pretty good size of time. And, when this, I remember I went to a 1998 game and it was the Twins against the Devil Rays. And, I saw Cairo, I saw Wade Boggs win. And it was an experience as a 7-year-old to see that in comparison to the Winter League games that I was used to as a 7-year-old. And now there's the capability, there's the opportunity for me to have Rays games when I'm like 50 years old, 60 years old. That's pretty awesome.
Well, really, with options to extend the lease to 40 years, you could theoretically, not to blow your spot up here, but you could be in your 70s watching Tampa Bay Rays baseball, assuming they don't change the name to the St. Petersburg Rays or, whatever the name is. You'll be watching this organization for a long time. And it is nice too, because it's been a real whirlwind, tornado, a lot of headaches, a lot of back and forth. I thought the Montreal St. Pete thing, or the idea that this organization could move out of Tampa Bay, Florida altogether and go somewhere else, that it could have been realized. But, the franchise is here to stay. It's going to take a lot of public money. It's going to take a lot of collaboration. And the Rays, certainly it's a sweetheart deal for them with all the redevelopment money that they're going to get as well. But I think it's a no-brainer for everybody to have this organization here. Just think about all the growth that's coming to the Florida, Tampa Bay, Pinellas County, St. Petersburg area, like not just residents and visitors, but I think corporations are starting to look at Florida and the Tampa Bay area as a place to do business and have success and move out of some other states or out of other countries. So I think it's going to be a real good thing. And I'm really curious to see, when 2028 comes here, it'll be sooner rather than later, what the 35,000 seat stadium will ultimately look like, and some of the amenities and features that'll be a part of that as well.
I want to go back to something you said, which is so true with the advertisement dollars, the companies that might be able to be a sponsor
Yeah.
with the park. Like that is also creates stability. That also creates confidence in the product that you're going to be inputting millions of dollars if you're a big multinational and you're being asked, hey, do you want to be a sponsor for the Tampa Bay Rays? And you're hearing, Nashville, Portland, Montreal, Split City, Vegas. Like now for them to know, no, this is here and it's going to be here for the next 30, 40 years. Like that creates an opportunity for dollars that maybe the Rays haven't been able to receive so far. So that's a huge thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah. And there's also, everybody makes fun of the structure that is Tropicana Field, the Fruit Dome, and the warehouse, and some people call it the worst, ugliest stadium in baseball. Like, some organizations may not want to be tied to that, but I think that with the new stadium and the redevelopment and what we hope is Battery-esque type of situation in that area, that it'll really invite and engage some of those bigger companies and corporations to say, yeah, I want to be a part of this. I want to have my name on the building, or I want to sponsor this, or co-brand that. Like, I think it's really going to drum up a lot of interest in that regard of like, I want to be a part of this. They have something really, really special going on, and I'm going to have a lot of eyeballs on my product and what I'm trying to sell, in addition to what the Rays are doing. Because again, it's not just going to be baseball played for 81 home games and what we hope is mini playoff games each and every year, but there's going to be concerts and banquets and ceremonies and other special events. Like, there's going to be an opportunity, if it's called Publix Park or Jable Park, Jable Field, I don't know, there's going to be, something tells me that the Rays will have a much more seamless time in transition getting those corporate dollars in a couple years with the new stadium and all the hubbub that surrounds it than what's going on presently.
It's going to be the shiny new object in Florida. It's going to be the shiny new object in Major League Baseball. So, I know Vegas is going to, get a lot of that because it's Vegas and it's going to be, unfortunately, on the same 2028.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a shiny new toy. Maybe not the newest toy because of Vegas, but it's going to be shiny, man. And Florida, that's tourist dollars. I feel like the names that are going to be attached to this project as sponsors, it's just going to grow so much more than what we are presently seeing from the race. The Jables and the Valpaks and the Louisiana hot sauce are all fine and dandy. I just feel like there are going to be more recognizable names being attached as sponsors when the shiny new object, when the shiny new stadium comes true. Now,
they're going to want to sign up for those luxury suites too. Like, I think they're really going to try to lean in and emphasize the specialty, the group parties and the group sales aspects of things for those outings. Everybody wants to do a Top Golf outing, but let's do a Tampa Bay Rays new stadium outing as well. And then you also have the parking garages too that, I guess they'd be owned by the county or the city. Well, the county, I guess, is what some of the language says, but you theoretically sponsor those, Jable parking lot, K-Force parking garage.
Why not? I mean, try to get as much money as you can. And you did mention the Battery. For those of you who have not had the opportunity or the chance to get to Atlanta and watch a game at Truist Park, if you're around that area, you can even go in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Black Friday shopping, it's probably insane.
It's going
there.
It's because it's like a whole village of just stores and boutiques, obviously with a baseball flavor attached to it. So you can go at any point of the year and you're having a good time. So that's what, hopefully that St. Pete area becomes. It's a place where even if you don't go to the game, you are in a baseball feel and a baseball vibe in a village where you can go to eat, you can go drink, you can go pub crawling, you can buy little things at boutiques and whatnot. Even if the team isn't actually playing, maybe they're on a road trip, well, you can go there and have a good time and watch it in a big screen. Like, it'll be such a great environment within the season and also out of season.
Oh, 100%. And yeah, if you go to the Battery Atlanta's website, come visit. The Battery Atlanta, trademark by the way, is home to a carefully curated selection of unique retailers, from outdoor gear to home goods. There's something for everyone. Play, dine, events, shop, explore, stay. And you have that fancy hotel that abuts the ballpark. Last time, I really should have planned a trip to there this holiday season. But the one time that I went, I think, and we were limited on time, but it's like, we got to go. I think they have a baseballism outlet.
Yep.
Went there, went to a Mizuno store, went to the cigar bar, went to a food, drink bar, uh, shops and things to do. Really, it's quite a situation that they have over there.
They have a vinyl record store as well. I spent some time in, like, there's just something for everyone. It's a really, really cool place, and hopefully that's exactly what that looks like in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and I hope they have no, you hit it on the head there. So I think it's going to be something special a couple years from now. Stay tuned for that. I'll get to what I'm thankful for. I'm obviously thankful for the new stadium that is forthcoming, but there's other things to be thankful for as a Rays fan as well. But first, we have to tell you this: score early this NFL season with FanDuel. They are America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money line bet. That's $150 if your team wins. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action than right this very moment. The app is super easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options, including spreads, player props, over-unders, and beyond. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, they are the official partner of the NFL. So besides the stadium clarity that is, and I'm sure we'll hear much more when there is the official groundbreaking and once the building and buildings start to go vertical. But there's other things that you should be proud of and thankful for and appreciative as a Rays fan. One is the fact that this organization has made 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23. That is that 4 or 5 straight playoff appearances?
19, 0, 1, 2, 3, 5.
5. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Very few organizations really across any and all sports can say that. So the fact and the idea that in the off season, into spring training, into early regular season, mid-season, late season, there is hope and wishfulness and positivity surrounding the organization. As much as we nitpick and complain about thing here, thing there, oh, they're not doing this right, or there was it's just not, there's a slump or there's a bad stretch. At the end of the day, you can basically count on and bank on this team winning between 92 to 100 games in the regular season and having a chance at winning a World Series. So there's a lot of other organizations and fans of other organizations that can't say that. There's a lot of depression surrounding, if you're a Rockies fan, like you said, what do you do? If you're an Angels fan, what do you do? If you're a Royals fan, what do you do? Like, there's a lot of bad stuff out there. But with the Rays, we can always say that, hey, they're going to be competitive, they're going to be interesting, and at the end of the day, all in all, they're going to win a lot of games. So, and I think that has really just raised everybody's expectations of, okay, now we want that ring. Now we want that thing. We want to get to the ultimate finish line. But to get to the finish line, you have to make it to the tournament in October. And the Rays have done a very, very good job of doing that. So that's one thing I want to note. The other thing, too, is that just the recent willingness that they've shown to invest in their players and their standout players, whether it's signing a guy to an 11-year contract extension, a 4-year contract extension, a 3-year contract extension, a 2-year extension with a team option. They've been very they've really gone forward with that, from Yandy Diaz to Jeffrey Springs to Tyler Glasnow to Manny Margot to Zach Eflin to Pete Fairbanks to thou who shall not be named. Like, they are banking in their group, and I think that's a good sign for the organization going forward, and something that just brings goodwill to the players and really everyone that works within the clubhouse and the fan base in general, knowing that, okay, so-and-so is going to likely stick around for a couple years, because we've been so used, and we'll continue to see the turnstile movement of players, but having those recognizable names, knowing that, hey, at least there's a chance that they'll be in a uniform for the next several years, I think is a good thing. Like, knowing that Yandy Diaz is most likely going to be on the opening day roster in 2024 and 2025 is good.
And this has been going on, your second part of being thankful. That has been going on. I feel like the genesis of this was the Charlie Morton deal.
Mm-hmm.
That was big. That in 2019 and 2020, since that signing, you have seen the Rays be a little bit more generous and opening those purse strings a little bit more than usually. So I think, as Rays fans, we have a lot more history of them not doing that.
Right.
That, people are still going to say, well, that's probably not going to happen. They're not going to sign that guy, or they're not going. But, you see a pursuit like as fruitful as it was, or not as fruitful as it was, the Freddie Freeman one. Like that, yeah. I mean, you see an attitude change in the ownership. It seems like, could that be attached to the fact that they want to do this before the stadium opens?
Possibly.
They see a really good core group of guys that they can have a really huge window, and they want to go for it. Whatever the factors are, the spending of money has definitely been more prevalent than in years past, which is awesome, because what you're saying is so huge, not only for baseball nerds like us who are in our 30s, but it's important for continuity of a 15-year-old that you really want them to get into baseball, a 10-year-old, to see, Yandy Diaz in a Rays uniform since 2019. So that creates continuity. Brandon Lowe since 2018. Pete Fairbanks since what, 2019?
2019, yeah, I believe it was kind of mid-season 2019 where the Rays acquired him for Nick Solak. So that is a deal that's really worked out well. As much as we may joke about Pete Fairbanks not being able to pitch in cold weather and sometimes having some shakiness to his outings, I think that's money well spent for the Rays. And that's a really good point you made, that as you're going into the new stadium, you do want to kind of invest and build goodwill. But I think there's also a sense of knowing who you're going to give that money to, making sure it's the right guys, like a Yandy Diaz. Think about how much more he settled in and was comfortable and confident that, okay, I have some clarity in where I'm going to play and how much money I'm going to make. And you see him go off. You see other guys go off as well. And I think that once the new stadium opens, I think that'll also allow the Rays to do more of these types of extensions on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah. So that's why these things lead me to believe, and of course, when you hear Neander say it, I'm going to stick by it. I do think we're going to see an increase in payroll that we have never seen before. I think we are there where they're going to kind of like, put their money where their mouth is, right? And kind of tell the baseball world is like, no, we're good and we've been really good, but we can be even better if we just spend a little bit more. And we talked about this week how the biggest payroll was around 78 million. Correct me if I'm wrong.
78.5 million or a quarter million on the opening day roster. Of course, it fluctuates when you make acquisitions and so forth during the course of the season.
So around 80 million. So imagine what this front office, top 3 in baseball, and it ain't third. Imagine what they could do with a $100 million payroll. Imagine what they could do with a 120, like they've suggested that they could do. Like this could be huge. So that winning culture, I mean, it would just get such a jolt if Stu and ownership is telling the front office, hey, here's $40 million more.
Yeah.
Can we take that next step? Because like you said in the beginning, the winning culture is awesome. But the winning culture, what it also does, it's, evolve into getting to the playoffs. We will clap for it. We will be happy for it for a time. But that's now the expectation, is to be in the dance. Now get us through the dance. Hey, we asked that hot person out for a dance. Let's make it so that we keep dancing, with that person for a while, and maybe leave the dance together. That would be nice.
There's an analogy. So as far as not to go too off tangent, but the payroll considerations, I think eventually that could be in the cards for the Rays. I don't know if 2024 is the year, just based on the whole Franco situation and Shane McClanahan being out for the year, and you're missing half seasons at least from Jeffrey Springs and Drew Rasmussen. I think that they want to maybe see how 2024 goes and then maybe reassess in 2025, where we might go off a little bit more on the payroll side of things. I mean, we're seeing all the rumors about Tyler Glass now, definitely being moved this offseason. So we'll see. I mean, I think there is and could be a day where they have a payroll that creeps up to $100 million. I just don't know if that's 2024. I think it's, maybe 25, 26, 27, or as you open the new stadium in 2028, sort of like what the Marlins did when they opened up their stadium. They went out and got a bunch of free agents. It didn't work out so well. They shipped them off pretty quickly, and they probably didn't give money to the right guys. But
they tried, right? But to what you're saying, I 100% see exactly where you're coming from, and all that you're saying is true. I'm hoping. I guess my mind is more like, let's hope that they do indeed go for it, because imagine if they go for it in a year. Go for it, by the way, I mean just like spending around $100 million, which they have never done. But if they were to do that, imagine what they could do the next year after that, when you do get a Springs, a Rasmussen, hopefully, a Shane McClanahan back. You get a Boz a year plus after TJ. I mean, that would be a very nasty, team to go for. So, I mean, if they do that in 2024, you mean just lick your chops for 2025, because that's going to be amazing.
So, do you have a big fish in mind as to who would supplant or improve that payroll? Like, who's the big free agent name that is going to boost, move the meter, if you will?
Honestly, dude, like, if
Blake
there was
Snell.
a chance, if there was a chance, and you're thinking more sponsorships, and you're thinking more, get more.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Dollars.
Don't say it.
Yamamoto.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying a different Japanese player.
I know. I wanted to do that. But if you're able to land a guy like that to be at the top of your rotation, now you've not only made one of the weakest part of your team way better now, but you're adding so much dollars into Tropicana Field. Like, people are going to see this guy, and I don't mean only Japanese baseball fans. I mean baseball fans around the U.S. They will show up for this guy. So I think that would be great. It's not going to happen, but in my cloud nine, post turkey, post cornbread, post stuffing day, I'm happy and I'm thankful. And so I'm saying these things.
Yeah, let's just hope he's not the pitching version of Yoshi Tsutsugo. That would not be ideal.
Rough.
I think the Dodgers, the Mets, the Red Sox are probably favored to land him, but that would be a neat, fun, interesting ad for sure. And you never know. Things happen. Things.
Yeah.
Hey, the Rays were, like you mentioned, really, really close on the Freddie Freeman sweepstakes. They were, I think, close on the Marcell Ozuna sweepstakes. They've probably been in on other players as well that we don't know about or haven't been quite widely as reported. And the Rays do need pitching help. So maybe he's kind of a gap year guy of let's go ahead and lock him up for 5, 6, 7 years. And then, hey, when McClanahan and the rest of the cast and characters and crew are back, then we can really go off with him as, the number 2, number 3, or number 1, whatever it may be. So before we get into baseball trivia and Name That War, it being a Friday episode, I do want to get to a few listener comments as to what they're thankful for as a Rays fan. Chris Snyder says alcohol. I assume he's probably referring to the last couple postseason exits, the early exits that the Rays have made and experienced in 22 and 23, respectively. Then Argenis Rashad is with us on the stadium stuff, that despite all the rumors and failed attempts to play somewhere else, the team still remains in Tampa. He should say Tampa Bay. Or Bay Area as opposed to Tampa. That was the other thing too, is a little bittersweet in the sense that we would have rather seen it in Hillsborough, this side of the Bay. But hey, it's better than being in Montreal or Charlotte or Las Vegas or Portland or Nashville, whatever it may be, Orlando even. So credit to them for that. All right, baseball trivia. You kind of blew up my question a little bit, so I'm going to have to make it a little bit more challenging. The 1998 original Devil Rays roster, you mentioned in this episode already watching Wade Boggs, Miguel Cairo, and Randy Wynn. So those guys are off the table. I want you to name 5 more names on that 98 Devil Rays roster.
Okay. Quinton McCracken.
Correct.
Wilson Alvarez.
Correct.
Roberto Hernandez.
Correct.
Dave Martinez.
Dave Martinez as a player is correct.
Buddy, don't do that to me. One more. Easy. Come on, let's do this. Oh, McGriff.
Fred McGriff is correct. Wow, very good. You did much better than I thought. I mean, technically you got 8 players because you named 3 others as well. Some other notable names before we get to the Name That War. Dave Island, pride of Pasco County and Zephyr Hills. Mike DeFelice, John Flaherty, Aaron Ledesma, Kevin Stocker, Bubba Trammell, and I'm surprised you didn't mention this individual's name. Should have been an all-star at least once in his career. Paul Sorrento. Yeah. The legend that is Paul Sorrento.
That is an inside joke between Klosky, Kevin, and I. So
yes.
I appreciate that. That was good.
If you want to know that inside joke, email lockedonrays@gmail.com and we will respond to that email. You also have to ask us a mailbag question, but we will respond to that inside joke.
Yes.
If you do that. Esteban Yan as well was also on that 98 roster, ended up playing 11 years in the big league. So that's what I got.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, for my Name That War, which if you've never seen this segment before, is when we take a player from the past and we try to guess their career war according to Baseball Reference using our Baseball Archive mind. So today, before I tell you the player from the past, first of all, in the comments, if you've made it this far, say happy birthday, Kevin. Kevin has made it one more year in this lovely planet called Earth. And so I want to extend my congratulations for him.
Thank you.
And I hope you guys do too in the comments. Say, hey, happy birthday, Kevin. Hope you had a terrific day. That'd be nice.
And just say Kevin is God's gift to Earth.
That would be
That's a
nice as
fact.
well. Yeah, that'd be
Yes,
great.
I
If
appreciate
you're...
that. If y'all want to Venmo me some money, I could take that as well. Whatever you want to do.
He needs one more fishing rod to complete the Infinity War saga.
Yeah, these
of
are
the
not all my
rods.
fishing rods. They're my father's. So yeah, and that's not even all of them. On the other side, let's see. There's
That's a
more.
lot.
There's like a rack of fishing rods on the other side. I'm probably like looking at peripherally like 15 fishing rods. I'm not even gonna
Holy
lie. And then
crap.
to the right of me, I have a lot of hunting gear. There may be a firearm or two. So yeah,
You're in a fun room. That's the fun room of the house.
I'm in the bunker. Yeah, and then a lot of like, I mean, just junk. There's books. There's like
Hey,
random.
don't call it junk. Your dad's gonna listen to this episode. Yeah.
Collateral and stationery.
Yeah.
Dog treats.
All right.
Speaking
Perry
of
likes
which,
that one. Yeah.
oh,
Is
Perry's
Perry-
here. I can't
Perry
reach
making
him
one
though.
a featured guest. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite a room, but I'm looking out on the canal, the Southwest Florida Canal, so that's a good vibe that I've got going on. I actually saw a major fish just hop from one side of the canal to the other side. Seemingly, it was massive. So,
you know what?
There we go.
It was saying "Happy birthday, Kevin," and then it went back into the river.
There we go.
So I saw a little video, which was pretty cool, of Ichiro pitching and hitting against an all-star Japanese girls team, which was awesome. Ichiro, what a gift to Earth that man is.
That is God's gift to Earth. I mean, he is
so-
just
so-
amazing in so many
cool.
facets.
Just such a cool human being that he's doing that. That's so.
Is he on the Hall of Fame or?
He will be. I think he's eligible next year. If I
Okay, he better be. He better get 100% of the vote, or
unanimous.
as much as
It has to be. Okay, I picked after I saw that video. I was like, Ichiro, and then I went back and said, let's pick a partner of Ichiro, a teammate of Ichiro's. And God, you don't think he's going to be a teammate of his, but he was. Jeff Francoeur. Jeff Francoeur's career WAR, according to Baseball Reference, by the way, if you were thinking, when were they ever teammates, Ulises? 2016 with the Miami Marlins.
Okay, because I associate Jeff Francoeur with the Braves more so. Did he also play with the Royals?
He did play with the Royals.
Okay, Braves, Royals, and Yankees. I think he's now not Yankees, Marlins. Well, that's 3 teams he played for at least. He's now, I think, a television commentator. What I remember hearing about Jeff Francoeur was just a all-around good, fun-loving guy. A little bit goofier, not all there sometimes.
Yes.
He was easily tricked or could be made fun of, I guess, but he took a punch pretty well. Jeff Francoeur, he might have been an all-star once in his career, max twice, but I don't even know if he was an all-star once. But I think just a solid everyday player that you probably pencil 6th, 7th in the batting order. I think he had a lot more. He was one of those like high-end, top-end prospects that was really, really supposed to be something special, and he ended up having a good, if not unremarkable or spectacular career. But Jeff Francoeur, I'm going to say he batted probably around 260 on average over his 10, 12 seasons in the bigs. He had maybe 175 homers. The glove, I think, was probably average. I don't recall him winning many, if any, gold gloves. I mean, he was probably about a one player per season. So I'm going to say his career WAR was or is 15.
Jeff Francoeur, you hit it right on the nail there with the batting average. Instead of 260, 261. Instead of 175 home runs, he hit 160. He had an OPS of 719, which is an OPS plus of 91. He won a gold glove as a right fielder in 2007 when he hit 293, 338, .444, a 782 OPS with 19 bombs. He was a third-place Rookie of the Year in 2005, and his career WAR is an underwhelming 6.8.
That's surprising me. I thought it would at least be double digits, frankly.
I was surprised as well. And I was like, you know what? When you're surprised, that just means that you have to make it onto Name That WAR.
Yeah, no, that's good. And that also means that you have to check FanGraphs to see what FanGraphs has him as far as career WAR, and I'm having trouble finding it. I wanted to look that up. Why is that? Anyway.
Let me look it up. Let's see.
Oh, I found it. 5.8.
All right. 5.8. Yeah, I have it too. Yeah.
So that is what he is. Interesting. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. There you go.
All right. Very good. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. Hope you all enjoyed Thanksgiving, Turkey Day. There's a lot of football and sporting events going on. So in between that, you can listen and watch this podcast and just enjoy your time with family, friends, and relax a little bit. That's what this time is for. Get that shopping out of the way. Don't run into any shopping carts or anything.
Exactly. Be careful out there. Stay safe. And we will talk to you on Monday.